Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, have repelled an attack from armed hoodlums in Opuje community located in the Owan West local government area of Edo State. The hoodlums were said to have blocked all roads leading to the community, aiming to thwart NDLEA operatives' access to forest warehouses. These warehouses reportedly house significant quantity of processed psychoactive substances intended for nationwide distribution during the upcoming Yuletide season. The Anti-Narcotic Agency's Director of Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, in a statement, said 3 officers were injured in the attack, with one having to undergo a major surgery to remove bullets in his brain. He added that some of the vehicles used for the operation were also riddled with bullets. Now, to discuss this, we are joined by Femi Babafemi, the Media Director for NDLEA. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Thank you. Good evening.
All right, so what's your assessment of Nigeria's anti-drug war campaign in the last 5 years under the leadership of Brigadier General Buba Marwa, retired?
Thank you very much. I'll tell you that indeed the coming of General Marwa on January the 18th, 2021 actually changed the dynamics of the fight against substance abuse and illicit drug trafficking in Nigeria. His coming added impetus and revigorated the fight against substance abuse in Nigeria. It was the moment he came in that the agency went on the offensive, and that's one of the results of what you are seeing, the report you just read now, you just presented now, that is taking the battle to the doorsteps, to the domains of the drug barons and the cartels. And all of these, I can tell you, has really indeed produced results. One, these people no longer have a sense of invincibility. They no longer have that sense of nothing can happen to us. We can do anything and get away with it. And in the last 2.5 years, thereabout, I also tell you that substantial, quite huge quantities of illicit substances have been taken out of circulation or prevented from going into circulation. And I'll tell you, this is well over close to 7,000 tons of illicit substances. That's a huge one. Just imagine a quantum of that going into circulation across our communities and our villages and cities. Just imagine what that would do to the well-being, to public health. Yes, please.
Yes. So you said, your fight so far has produced positive results and that, you're winning the war against illicit drugs in Nigeria. But in light of this recent incident, and in your opinion, would you say that you are, or Nigeria as a whole, is really winning this fight against drug trafficking? Because a lot of other people would actually feel differently about this.
Yes, you see, when the moment they are under pressure, the moment they are coming out to ambush or to attack the officers and operatives of the agency, meaning that they are feeling the heat. If they are not feeling the heat, you won't see this kind of a thing happening. It will just be business as usual. But for them to be organizing this kind of attack on officers and men of the agency, meaning that they are feeling the heat. And if they are feeling the heat, meaning the agency is doing the right thing, taking the battle to their doorstep, taking the battle right to their domain where they process and distribute all of this. And when you look at that community, like we did say in our statement, that community has a reputation for mass production of this psychoactive substance, that's cannabis sativa, for distribution nationwide. Just on January 18th this year, we actually, our operatives actually went into that same community where over 317,000 kilograms of cannabis were destroyed in warehouses inside the forest. And just barely 11 months after, we got intelligence again that the same substance had been stored in the warehouses in the forest again. And that was what Mayor actually went for, again, to take down and ensure that these things don't go into our cities and in our communities when they actually came under gunfire attack from the armed hoodlums working for the cartels in that community.
All right, so what specific challenges would you say the NDLEA is facing in bringing the fight to these criminals, in bringing them to book?
Yeah, and yeah, the major challenge here is these people are in a community that have leaders, in a community that have patriotic citizens, and knowing fully well that what the agency is doing is to protect public health, to protect law and order. So, one, we need the public, we need the leadership, people, good citizens of these communities to take ownership of this fight, because what the agency is doing is not about President Bola Tinubu, it's not about General Marwa, it's not about even the officers and men of the agency alone, it's about them, it's about their community, it's about the country as a whole. So they need to own this fight. And when they own this fight, they won't be able to provide cover, they won't be able to harbor this kind of criminal elements in their community. I mean, doing no other thing other than promoting criminalities in their community.
All right, now looking at this
that's a huge challenge, and we will want a change of this.
All right, now taking a look at this incident, a few of your operatives have actually taken the hit, with one having to undergo a major surgery. Now, like they say, corruption always fights back. And NDLEA operatives have often been involved in gun duels as well, with members of drug syndicates who are doing everything possible to protect their illicit drug businesses across the country. Now, how best do you think that this situation can be approached in order to reduce casualties?
Well, the agency will continue to follow its standard operating procedure, and that's why you see our men went into that community in the night, not in the daytime, where you have people moving around just to avoid people taking the heat. And one will continue to uphold our own best practices in this kind of operation. And two, we also, like I said before, we need the support of members of the communities, especially in communities where these things are produced or where these things are stored or distributed to other parts of the country. Yeah, that is a very key one. We need the support of stakeholders in those areas, because this is all about them. This is all about the entire country.
All right, thank you so much, Femi Babafemi, Media Director, NDLEA, for joining us this evening to discuss this issue.
Thank you for having me.